It was like a wave of emotion hit them. It was an echo. You know what an echo is? It's like you go into a cave and you make a sound and then you hear it come bouncing back and forth to you. But in this case, they were right there, back there again. And this can be in like really negative things that we hear the reflections back of, or could be good things. So like someone saying, "Oh, do you remember when?" And I'll give you as an example. Sitting on that beach, the warm summer sun, joyful sounds of children playing on the surf, wafts of barbecuing sausages coming from Dad's barbecue, and all of this can come flooding back to you when a relative says, "Oh, I just remember those times back at the beach when Mum and Dad would take us on a picnic." And here in New Zealand, that would be kind of a familiar summer memory. But we can also have memories bounce back to us that can be quite traumatic. And we're taken back to the very time, place, smell, visions. All our senses come alive. And they're not so pleasant echoes. There's a trigger that's pulled, and a memory explodes on the landscape of the brain. We don't want to go there. That cave just has too many ghosts, too many shouting echoes. But this time, it's an invite to not go there alone. It's not to feel so isolated and abandoned. When I wrote this post yesterday, excuse me, I was just listening to my daily Lectio. Now, this is a meditative practice where you listen to a passage of scripture 4 times. And each of the readings of the passage of scripture, there's an invitation. So the first one, and this is from I listened to it on it's a like podcast, but you can listen to it on the net. The first invitation she gives you is this: before you listen to this first reading of the text, ask God to remove any preconceived notions about what the scripture means or how you might apply to it in your life, and instead receive it as God's fresh words spoken to you. There is no need to analyze it or use it right now. Just listen. And so then she reads the text, and you just going to listen to it like you've never heard this text before. The second invitation is, as you listen to it a second time, is there a word or phrase that catches your attention? Something that stirs your thoughts or feelings and invites a deeper pondering? Don't overthink it. Just listen for something that seems to address you personally. Okay, so you're listening to the word or phrase, something that just seems to grab your attention. The next one, number 3, is if a word or phrase has caught your attention, begin to chew on it. How does this word or phrase connect with your life or longings? What does the word or phrase stir in you as you ponder it? So, what gets stirred up as you ponder it? How does it connect to your life and longings and where you are at the moment? The fourth invitation is to offer to God whatever you're noticing as you are pondering a word or phrase from that text. How has the Spirit brought this life to you? How are you being called to respond? So it's more like, so I've had this word or phrase and it's done something good. How does it connect into what I'm doing now? And then the fifth invitation is in the quiet, simply rest in the presence of God. No words are necessary. Simply enjoy this place of communion with a God who loves you. Now, this is one of my favorite um, spiritual exercises for essentially grounding me, from bringing me back to the here and now. And often after I've done a Lectio Divina, I will write a piece of poetry. It's kind of a way of just bringing it out and putting it down into something that's quite tangible. So I'd like to share with you the piece of poetry that I wrote yesterday. The actual psalm was probably one of the most familiar psalms that we know. that was the particular passage for yesterday. It was Psalm 23. So out of that, I wrote this poem. You and I, we walk together. You and I, sheep and shepherd. Through the dark places, through the light, you know the path, even in darkest night. Restoring dry places, feeding the soul, going ahead, making me whole. I want to give back to someone who has all, a song and a poem, flowing sweet oil. I pass this on to other tired souls. Come to the shepherd to be made whole. Now, as I said earlier, this is what I call a grounding exercise. And I'm currently preparing material for a course I'm going to be doing about anxiety. And probably very soon you'll be able to access the course. And for this particular course, I'm using the example of a child's swing. All right. And my wife made up this really cute little swing made up out of popsicle sticks. And what happens is in the mind is that we swing, and this is us, and then we get a problem. Okay, and I put the problem on the swing. Right there it is. And in our mind, what we do is we push it out into the future, and that's sort of like anxiety, creates anxious moments. And we can hold it there, and that can create a lot of pressure on the body. Just holding something against gravity, you probably know how hard it is over a long period of time to hold something out like that. And then it swings back, and where it goes is into depression. And we're looking back, and then we sing it back out in the future, holding out there. All right. Now, with these exercises, particularly grounding exercises, is we come back to a central place. We get grounded. And so what I like to do is I like to do these particularly good spiritual exercises as a daily lectio to bring me back to sentence, into center, into the grounding place. And for every intrusive thought, every echo that I might hear, I believe that needs to be an equal and opposite wave because it's like a sound wave. Echoes are sound waves. We need to have an equal and opposite sound wave that actually nullifies the fear, the panic, the feelings that we express feeling. And so for me, and I think for a lot of people, it's having a grounding exercises, and one of them could be Lectio Divina. It could be breathing. It could be having little words you just say to yourself that calm the whole thing down and grounds you. What helps you with the echoes? I'd love to know. Perhaps you'll have to leave a comment below in the comments. Can you subscribe to this YouTube channel and perhaps share it with somebody else? There's links in below if you want to continue the conversation and read more. But have a think about the swing and where it goes. And I pray that you'd learn to be more and more grounded. Thank you.